Mike, I met a man from a distant land. He stressed the point that I am. Mike was a firm man with eyes of flame. The powers he possessed put me to shame. And he said, "You can do what I do, Lee. The secret lies in your brain capacity." We drove around his compact car while we talked of life around his distant star. It was a binary star system around Alpha Centauri that revolved around the planet in the figure eight pattern. The Earth may suffer a similar fate. It's in the Bible. They won't set a date. They will spin Earth if need be to put Earth back on track. Then we will implode. And if so, will we be allowed back? Mike spoke of civilizations on Jupiter and on Mars. Are the dishes on the fourth planet battle scars? Let me back up. Mike was here to stop the neutron bomb. Jimmy Carter was president. I was 20 years old. It was March 16th, 1977. Jimmy Carter was president. Menachem Begin was the prime minister of Israel. Anwar Sadat was the prime minister of Egypt. A war was getting ready to break out. They had to stop the neutron bomb, and they did. That's why Mike was here. That was his main mission. But I just happened to meet Mike at Eric Miller's house. I was talking to Eric in his bedroom. Had to get up and take a leak. And all of a sudden, when I was done, I opened the door, and there was Mike. I'd never met him yet. I reached out my hand and said, "Hello, Mike. Are you Mike?" "My name's Lee. Nice to meet you." A couple hours later, I bought like 5 chickens, some potatoes, and salad fixings. I cooked dinner for the family, for the house. And while I was cooking chickens and the potatoes, I made the salad, a big salad. I heard Mike talking in the living room. Darla Miller was on the couch. She's MS. She's bedridden, And about 6 or 8 people were in the living room. While I was in the kitchen right there. I thought, I gotta talk to this guy. This guy is smart. Smart. About 6 o'clock, I served dinner. Mike never ate a bite. Never ate a bite. He drank coffee, drank tea, he smoked. Believe it or not, he smoked cigarettes. So many things to say. But Mike was an Elohim. One of the Elohim. The Elohim were here. We were left alone by the Anunnaki for some reason. Abandoned for a time. And they were here to guide us. That's what the Old Testament's all about. the beginning of it. The first book of Genesis, the Elohim. Look it up. The Elohim. He told me about Jesus. Jesus' mother was Mary, and his father was from their planet. He was an Elohim. He had perfect DNA. Perfect DNA. And Mary had imperfect DNA. He crossed his DNA with hers, which was Jesus. What did he get? A hybrid of almost perfect DNA. Not quite perfect, but almost perfect. That's why Jesus was able to do so many things. So many things that most people couldn't do. Most people. A lot of people did. In Tibet, in India, all over the place. Mike told me that Jesus is still alive. He's living on their planet. He's very sad at times about how his message was misconstrued, interpreted wrong. He did all that, and now we worship him when we should follow his example. What did the three wise men bring Jesus when he was born? Frankincense, myrrh, and gold. There's a reason for that. What did Mary and Mary Magdalene anoint his body with? Pure frankincense and myrrh gum. Oil. Before is the gum. Preserved his body. They had to rebuild his body, so to speak. And it took 3 days. In that tomb, when the angels, the Elohim, were done, they moved the stone away. And Jesus was able to walk out and rise and do better things because he ascended, the first ascension. So much to say. Mike and I talked about the spirit of Christmas. He told me that if you people would only live in the spirit of Christmas year round, all day, every day, you would never die. Never die. Never die. We went outside. I said, Mike, who are you? And where are you from? He told me. Make it long story short. And we were talking. He goes, Lee, look at that light up in the sky. And it was a full moon, or nearly a full moon. I was in Apache Junction. I was living there with my dog Buddha, going to ASU. It was spring break, and I was shivering. I didn't have a coat on. I was shivering. I said, Mike, is that going to be there for a while? He goes, oh yeah, oh yeah. I said, I'm going to run inside and get my leather coat on, if you don't mind. He goes, go ahead. He was laughing his butt off. He goes, go ahead. And I walked back outside. I sat down right in the driveway, stared at that light. He goes, Lee, that light is 210,000 miles away. It's a beacon ship. We don't need craft. We use that craft to store everything about your planet. Everything. Imagine that. I have no idea how they did that. And while we're I was looking at the light. He goes, Lee, now it's 230,000 miles away. It's going around the moon. And right then, some orange cloud-like material that gelled in the sky formed a silhouette of Santa Claus and two reindeer. It went across the sky, right in front of my eyes. I started laughing my butt off, and he was cracking up because it was so appropriate. Because we had just talked about the spirit of Christmas a few minutes ago inside. He told me that he did that in Jupiter, Florida, at a beach. That's where he came from. That's where he just was, at a beach party of some sort in front of 200 plus people. And it freaked them out. But I laughed. You know, it did scare me a bit. I thought it was great. You know, that's how good he was. He was able to materialize things and make money, quarters out of nowhere, you know, for the payphones. Pockets are empty. Boom, here's 8 quarters. It's called Madeline Teagle in Ohio. Madeline's dead now, but so many things to say. So many things to say. So, I met a man from a distant land, and he made me high with the touch of his hand. Right on top of the head. Boom! After I just got done saying, Mike, why are you here? He looked at me. He said, because we care. We care. I looked down. I was sitting in the passenger seat of his red Chevy Chevette. I said, Mike, I love you. People for that. I love you, man. I started crying. That's where he reached over and touched me in the top of my head. See, Eric Miller doesn't have any idea who Mike really was. Mike is telepathic. And now he went way further than Jesus did. I believe that he fully ascended. He's gone from this reality. He's in the next dimensional density or whatever. You know, whatever it is. I'm not sure. So much to say. And Brett, Michael Lee Hill, Brian, from coast to coast, from Art Bell, Lee Bell, get it? Art Bell, 7 letters, Lee Bell, 7 letters. Synchronicity, because me and Art lived in Japan for years. Art was in the Navy. So was I. I was on the Midway first in Yokosuka, Japan. Yokosuka. At the Tokyo, Yokohama. My favorite spot though was Kamakura, where the Buddha was. The big statue of Buddha. That's my favorite place. It was amazing. A typhoon had hit a city, an island, and wiped it out, and dislodged that statue from there. It floated and eventually ended up in Kamakura. And a bunch of people saw it as a miracle. And they organized themselves and they hauled it up to where it is. So much to say. And that's why I had that picture taken. My friend in July or August 1986 took that picture. About 2 months after I got to Japan. I was in good shape too back then. Better than now. Probably the best shape of my life. I was strong. I'd worked out. Went to the gym 3 to 4 times a week. Saunas, jacuzzis, what do you call those rooms that are hot? Sweat, showers and good stuff. Then I would have a beer, watch the nightly news and Jeopardy sometimes. And then I'd go upstairs to the third floor of the club, Alliance Club, have a salad bar. It's like $1.49. And then I'd order a filet mignon, a 4-ounce filet mignon, and 3 shrimp, baked potatoes. Like $2, And then maybe go out and have another beer on the haunch. So much to say. Anyhow, so much to say. Every word I say is true. I have integrity. I do not lie. Why would I lie? I have no mission, I have no reason to deceive anybody. Because part of my mission in life is or will be to welcome back Jesus to earth. Mike made me a promise. He told me that I'd never see him again, but that I would meet Jesus and a representative of Jesus. I think it's going to be Jesus' real father, his biological father. And then I have to give Edward Snowden my independence hat, or try to. It doesn't matter anymore. We're going to have heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. Doesn't matter if Trump or Clinton is president. Doesn't matter. But 2020, it matters. I think Andrew Basiago is going to be president. Andy Basiago. And we're going to have the #1 planet in the Milky Way galaxy. Right now it's number 2. Number 2. Mike told me. He said this is the second most beautiful planet they've ever seen. And once we have heaven on earth and live forever, not everybody will, but most people. After the black sheep are taken from the herd, those left behind shall ponder upon the sacred words. And the time shall soon come when all must taste the water. For those who do shall find eternity. Crystal water. All day long we'll be singing praise songs, finally living fully free. You and me will thank our stars and will praise upon the sun while living out the great plan which was meant for everyone. And then we shall all see the prophecies fulfilled. Heaven will be on earth, and Christ consciousness, and Christ consciousness. I'm not thirsty. Christ consciousness will be awake in you and in me. Yes, I wrote that. I sat down on Dave Weimer's porch about 5:30 in the morning. I just got done working at Shangri-La. I was thinking about writing the Declaration of World Independence. I thought, well, how would I start? I sat there and thought for a minute on the porch. And then, nonstop, the words came out. There's a place which brings forth crystal water, and it is formed far beneath the sea. I have to sing it for you sometime, but now it's getting late. Time to stop before I ramble on.